For example, in Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner,
they don't mince with the word.
50 years
Your
ago,
scholars don't mince with the
50 years ago in Hyde Park Speaker's Corner, if I said I'm gay, it means I'm a very happy person. It means I'm very happy. Okay? If in 2020 I say that I'm gay, it means that I'm homosexual. So words can have evolving meanings. They can mean different things in different times.
Your scholars.
Nikah can mean intercourse, like consummating the marriage, and nikah can also mean the process of getting married. That's why the Prophet Muhammad gave a khutbatun nikah.
Your scholars.
What is khutbatun nikah?
Mince with the word.
Prophet Muhammad didn't mince words.
They are giving the.
See, you're not
right
answering
meaning,
questions,
right
Uncle.
meaning
Honestly,
right
you're running away. It's not befitting your white hairs to act like this. It's not befitting your age to act like this. I'm asking you a simple question. When two companions of the Prophet wanted to get married, did the Prophet not do a service? Did he not do a wedding service? Did he or did he not give a khutbatun nikah? Khutbatun nikah means he gave like a marriage sermon. Did he or did he not do that? Did he or did he not ask if they accept each other in marriage? That's the marriage ceremony. You have to do that before you can do the other nikah, which is the one you're talking about, consummating the marriage. That nikah has to be done after that nikah. And the Prophet will give a khutbatun nikah. He will give a don't like pretend that this is a, you don't know about this. You don't know Muslims get married? If we didn't have to get married, then we would be doing what your kids are doing, right? Then we would be doing what you're doing. Going to the nightclubs, sleeping with whoever we want.
You are saying your kids are not doing.
I'm saying no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the only young men in this park you will find who are married are Muslims.
You are pointing out to me that my kids are doing, but your kids are not.
Not figuratively yours, not literally yours, but as in, yeah, the Christian society, of course, you know that.
Good and bad are in every society.
But more bad in yours. When it comes to sexual ethics,
more bad
in the Christian lands, there's more bad.
More bad are in Islam.
Not all Christians are Christians, and not all Muslims are Muslims.
Even nominal bad Muslims get married. I can introduce you to so many young men here who are married. You will have trouble finding a young white Christian man who is married. Find me one. Very difficult. You'll have great difficulty. Uncle, you know this. You know in Pakistan it was better off. On the whole, you know the sexual morality and ethics was better off than it is here, man. You know that.
I know that. I know here as well. I know here as well. Yeah. In between Muslim and Christian, they are the same thing. Same thing is happening.
So you believe Muslim family situation is on the same level as the non-Muslim and the Christian family situation? Wow. All right, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
So you can't say
it's a known fact. It's a known fact. People in the Church of England are not marrying. They're not having children.
You are so righteous and
no,
pure.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's a straw man. That's a straw man. I didn't say we're so righteous and pure.
Actually, you was teaching me Islam. Now he's. And I said, what are you teaching me Islam for? You kept on quoting.
Because it's the job of Pepsi to attack Coca-Cola. You know, Pepsi realizes that everybody's drinking Coca-Cola taking over, so it's Pepsi's job to attack Coca-Cola. So this is why our Christian friends, they spend more time talking about Islam than about Christianity. That's why.
So are you saying that Coca-Cola is taking over than Pepsi?
Coca-Cola.
What are you talking about?
Pepsi.
What are you doing?
I'm talking about the fact that he recognizes Islam is the main challenge to his faith. Islam is the main competition. It's the main competition. So he feels the need to convince you to stay away from Islam.
Itself, not to us. Not to
One
us.
question. I was talking to this young man. I said to him, a Muslim man cannot marry a Christian woman unless she converts to Islam.
Yeah, false. Yeah, that's wrong.
That's false.
Yeah. We can marry a Christian woman or a Jewish woman and she can remain Christian for the rest of her life. I can marry a Jewish woman and she can remain Jewish for the rest of her life. That's unanimous agreement in the four schools of Sunni Islam.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
Yeah, yeah.
he is absolutely wrong.
Then why ask the question?
The Prophet had a Christian wife.
Yeah, but I think they all became Muslim though. I think they all became Muslim. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, like Maria. Yeah, possibly.
I heard that when a Muslim man marries an English woman, she has to convert to Islam.
No. But
Because there is no marriage.
No. But the
It's
reason.
the children. It's the children.
Yeah. But
Children must be brought up as Muslim.
yeah. But the reason you might have that impression, though, is because, again, the average white British girl on the street is not some kind of pious, devout Christian lady, right? The average, let's be honest, the average white Christian lady on the street is agnostic, deist, atheist. So I cannot marry her until she becomes Muslim. Or in theory, if she became Christian or Jewish, then I can marry her. Yeah. And we can eat the meat of the people of the book too. So kosher meat, right?
Yeah.
Sacrificed by Jews. Yeah, we can eat that. So we do have a lot of concessions when it comes to the Jewish and Christian community.
So he says, the people of the
I know he doesn't want to talk about friendly stuff, but this is fact.
You showed me that the people of the book that a Muslim has to kill them.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how would this?
The Christians and the Jews.
Yeah. So how would this work? The Quran allows me to marry a Jewish woman and she can remain Jewish. The Quran allows me to marry a Christian woman and she can remain Christian her whole life. So how does it make sense that the Quran on the one hand would say I can marry a Christian woman? I'm answering you. I can marry the Christian woman. I can share the marriage bed with her. I can share intimacy with her. We can have children together. We can eat together. We can kiss. We can raise our children together. Oh, but I can't be friends with her. I have to kill her.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
I'm talking about ordinary Christian.
Okay, so
of the book.
Okay, so a Christian who is not my wife, I'm supposed to kill. This is what he's saying.
I'm not talking about a female. I'm talking about a Christian group and a Jewish group.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So
he said in his book says, what did you say in your book?
9:29.
Yeah.
Surah 9,
Yeah.
verse 29.
929 is talking about the mushrikeen or the pagan Arabs anyhow. It's not even talking about Jews or Christians.
9:29.
Okay. So now, see, you know what frustrates me? They tell me to find something in the Quran and you will never find it. So what he's claiming is that 929 says to kill all the Jews and all the Christians.
He says, fight those people of the book who do not believe in Allah or in the last day and do not take them as unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have declared as unlawful and do not profess the faith true. Fight them until they pay whatever that is, jizya with their own hands while they are subdued.
Exactly. So if they agree to peace and they pay the tax, no, you're not supposed to kill all Jews and Christians. Do we agree now?
Okay.
Do you see where it said until they pay the jizya, until they feel subdued? So let's not forget that, right? So there's an escape clause. There's a caveat. There's a disclaimer that you're fighting them in the battlefield. If you conquer them, if they are willing to live under you, they're willing to pay their taxes. Do you pay taxes to the British government?
Yes.
Okay, so then they're supposed to leave you alone. Nobody likes to pay taxes. We'll never like it, but then they leave you alone. So the same thing was throughout Islamic history. That's why, in fact, the Jews survived in Morocco for as long as they did. That's why the Jews, the reason they survived in medieval Spain and the Ottoman Empire for as long as they did is because of that verse. So you should thank that verse. That verse said, listen, if they want to live in peace, if they're willing to live under your government, if they're willing to pay taxes, then you leave them alone.
I remember a little verse. But isn't it?
So far we're still searching for that verse which says, go and kill every Christian and every Jew.
Yeah.
Don't let them forget that.
Yeah.
Don't let them forget
He's
that.
going to bring us to the next verse.
To the next one.
Yeah, to the next
the
one.
next one.
He has a list.
Yeah. But that's the worst they could find. If you think about it, 929, that's the worst that they could find. And that one says after you beat them in a battle, if they want to live under your government, they want to live in peace, they're willing to pay the tax, no problem.
Well, you got to remember, I'm not a Christian.
Yeah.
It says, oh, you who believe.
That applies to Jews as well too, though. 929. Yeah.
Oh, you who believe, do not take Jews and the Christians for intimate friends. Now that's what I'm saying. for intimate friends, they are friends to each other. Whoever takes them as intimate friends is
One of them.
one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them, surely Allah does not take unjust people to.
How can this gentleman say that we can marry
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Christian or Jewish girl?
No, I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about ordinary people.
Yeah, even friends.
Hold
on.
Even a friend.
Doesn't have to be female. It can be a male.
Just for a
I
minute.
want to warm my hair.
Yes.
Sorry, I want to warm my hair.
If Allah,
Okay.
if Allah is totally prohibiting to take the Jews and Christians as intimate friends.
No. Forget about the woman.
I'm not.
Good question.
I'm not.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, good question. Good question. Yeah, good question. So his question is that if the Quran is saying do not take unbelievers as close, intimate friends, then how elsewhere in the Quran can it allow me to marry a Jewish and Christian woman and she can remain Jewish and Christian? So a very good question. This is a good question now. Finally, we got a good question. And the answer to that question is that the verse that he read, Muslim scholars, just like Christian scholars, will try to reconcile biblical verses, right? So Muslim scholars will reconcile Quranic verses and they will say that that verse is talking on a communal level, on a political situation. In other words, it's not saying Sadat, don't take a Jew or a Christian. I know you're not either one, but that verse is not saying Sadat on an individual level, on a neighborly level, don't take a Muslim, don't take a Jew or a Christian as an intimate friend. It's saying Saudi Arabia, don't trust America. Iran, don't trust America. Pakistan, don't trust Israel. So it's on a communal political level. Now, as far as the individual level goes, I have to say one more thing.
Isn't the same message to you also?
No, not on an individual level.
Only to Saudi Arabia or Muslim.
On a communal level. On a communal level, do not take the unbelievers as protecting friends. And even on an individual level, I will not take an unbeliever as a protecting friend. On this point, I have to agree with the Bible.
If you take
On
a
this,
wife,
yeah.
and you haven't taken.
She's not my protector. I'm her protector.
Okay.
I trust myself to protect her. I protect her.
She is an intimate friend of yours.
She's an intimate friend, but not a protecting friend. She's not a protecting friend. On this point,
that's funny.
It's funny because it agrees with the Bible. On this point, we completely agree with the Bible. On this point, we completely agree with the Bible. Because the Bible says in 2 John, many deceivers have gone out into the world who do not confess Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Look to yourselves.
Many deceivers have gone out.
Look to yourselves.
Those who don't
that
believe
we do not lose
that
these
Jesus
things.
has become
we believe he came in the flesh. It didn't say become flesh. It said came in the flesh. So these people,
who are those?
These people, okay, let's say it's Muslims. I'm happy to accept as Muslims. Now it says about these people, it says, if anyone comes to you and does not bring this doctrine, do not receive him into your house. Nor greet him. So you're not even supposed to say hello to me.
That's true.
And according to his faith, he can't let you into his house. And he can't let me into his house.
I don't believe
But my faith, Islam allows you to come to my house. If I choose to let you into my house, you can come into my house. You can come into my house. I don't even know what you believe. You can come into my house. But according to his faith, I'm a dirty non-Christian and I cannot come into your house.
Love of Jesus.
Yes. So where's the love of Jesus at this point?
Jesus says,
also, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14.
love of Jesus
Do
says,
not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. So according to his faith, which he's not telling you, he's trying to tell you how bad Coke is. He doesn't want to describe his Pepsi, if you understand what I'm saying. According to his faith, he cannot marry a Muslim woman anyways. So even if Islam allowed me to marry my sister to you, your book will stop you. Your book says, do not be yoked. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers.
My book clearly says, and even Jesus clearly says.
Okay, so tell us what this verse means. Notice he didn't answer.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shall I answer it?
Next verse, he's going to bring us now to the next.
Unbeliever, right? In the book there,
Yeah.
unbeliever means non-Christian.
Right.
So it's saying when it says when you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus and all that, and you have a non-believer come in, that person or persons, whoever, will change your mind.
Fair enough.
You will start thinking what they're thinking.
Fair
and
enough.
you will start doing what they're doing.
He knows this answer.
And your faith will become weak. Just like
Yeah.
the Muslim.
He knows this answer, but he
You know
doesn't want to
what?
say that.
He knows this answer as well.
It's just like a Muslim.
So
he said it.
Unbeliever.
He's
If you
told you the
associate
answer.
someone, you start
You're not
thinking what
answering.
they're doing.
Yeah.
And then you start moving away
The
from
answer
Islam.
which he wanted to know.
And I don't have a
about
problem with
Jesus.
that. I can say there's truth to that,
because-
but he
because
won't,
I'm the
because he
follower
wants
of
to give you
Jesus.
flowers and chocolates.
I'm
man.
the follower of
He wants to give you
Jesus.
flowers and
Jesus
chocolates.
says,
But come on,
love
be
your
fair.
neighbor
He didn't
as
even
yourself.
answer that question. Be fair now.
No, he didn't answer.
Yeah. No. If someone refuses to hear you, if one of your fellow Christians is doing a sin, and you advise him, but he doesn't want to listen to you, he doesn't want to hear your advice, tell it to the church. But if he refuses even to listen to the church, let him be to you like a heathen and a tax collector. So now you tell us. I told you what kafir means. Now you tell us, what is a heathen and how are you supposed to treat a heathen? Because this verse is saying that if there's a really bad Christian, he's not taking your advice, he's not taking the advice of the church, let him be to you like a heathen. So explain to us, what does this mean? What does heathen mean? And how are you supposed to be treating them?
Let me explain.
Infidel.
Let me explain you. Let me
Explain me.